In the vast expanse of the DC multiverse, power isn't just about strength or speed, it's about existence itself. And no two beings define that truth more than the Darkest Knight and Cosmic Armor Superman. These are not simple characters. They are ideas. Living symbols of opposite realities, fear and hope, chaos and order, corruption and creation. Let's begin with the Darkest Knight, a version of Bruce Wayne who witnessed too much darkness to ever return to the light. He comes from the dark multiverse, a place where failed dreams and corrupted realities take form. After killing the Joker in his world, Bruce was infected by Joker toxin, merging Batman's unmatched intellect with the Joker's endless insanity. What rose from that madness was the Batman who laughs, a being who sees no line between justice and evil. But his journey didn't end there. He outsmarted gods, manipulated timelines, and ultimately stole the powers of Dr. Manhattan, the being who once rewrote all of reality. With that power, the Batman who laughs ascended beyond his mortal limits and transformed into the Darkest Knight, a cosmic entity who could bend time, space, and life itself. His goal? To consume the entire omniverse and shape it in his image, a reflection of endless fear. Now, standing on the opposite end of existence is Cosmic Armor Superman, also known as the Thought Robot. He isn't the Superman we know, not Clark Kent, not Kal-El, but something far greater. Created by the Monitors, Cosmic Armor Superman was built as a living defense system, a machine made from story energy, powered by the very concept of good. He was born to protect the multiverse from beings that exist beyond fiction itself. Unlike any hero before him, Cosmic Armor Superman knows that he's inside a story. He can see the panels, the pages, and even the readers who watch his every move. This awareness makes him nearly unbeatable, because he can adapt to any threat the story throws at him. He is not limited by physics or imagination. He is the embodiment of narrative victory. And so, what happens when a being born from the deepest fear faces one built from the idea of hope itself? What happens when the Darkest Knight meets the Cosmic Armor Superman? The immovable object, Cosmic Armor Superman's infinite defense. To understand Cosmic Armor Superman, you must first understand the concept of narrative existence. The Thought Robot isn't alive in a physical sense, he's powered by the very story that defines him. His armor is built from pure narrative metal, the combined essence of all Supermen across every universe. He's aware of being a character inside fiction, which gives him an impossible advantage. When he fought the ultimate Monitor threat, a being who could erase entire realities, Cosmic Armor Superman didn't just fight. He rewrote the story itself. His awareness allows him to manipulate cause and effect, to counter any power simply because the story demands that he must win. That's the true meaning of cosmic armor. It's not armor made of metal, but armor made of purpose. Every time he takes a hit, the story adjusts. Every time the universe is rewritten, Superman's idea survives. His power is not measured by punches, but by the strength of his meaning. Yet, this perfection hides a paradox. Because if he exists only to fight as long as the story needs him, what happens when the story ends? Cosmic Armor Superman's greatest weakness lies in his dependence on narrative existence. If his story is forgotten or closed, his very being ceases. In essence, his immortality depends on the reader's belief. He is the hero who fights forever, but only because his story refuses to die. The irresistible force, Darkest Knight's god of fear. Now let's turn to the nightmare that stares back at existence itself, the Darkest Knight. When Bruce Wayne became this entity, he didn't just gain power, he gained control. With Dr. Manhattan's abilities, he could observe every timeline simultaneously. He saw every possible version of himself, every success, every failure, every tragedy. And from that understanding came his twisted revelation: hope is just another form of fear. The Darkest Knight doesn't destroy with punches. He corrupts. He infects timelines, consumes universes, and converts beings into extensions of his will. His greatest weapon isn't strength, it's belief manipulation. He understands the psychology of gods and mortals alike, turning their deepest hopes into fuel for their collapse. His command over the bleed, the space between realities, allows him to reshape creation itself. He can craft new realities, erase old ones, and merge multiple universes into his domain. To him, existence is a playground of fear, and fear is what keeps the story alive. But deep within all that power, something remains of Bruce Wayne, that quiet voice of the man who lost everything. And that's his curse. Because even as the darkest night, he still fears something. He fears insignificance. He fears the possibility that in the grand design of the multiverse, he doesn't matter. That his eternal struggle to dominate might end with him forgotten, a lost page in a story too big to care. That is the true fear of the darkest night, the fear of being irrelevant in the face of infinite meaning. The paradox of existence, fear versus hope. So what happens when these two impossible beings collide? The darkest night represents the irresistible force, a god born of chaos, armed with infinite power and unending fear. Cosmic armor Superman stands as the immovable object, a being who cannot lose because his story defines victory itself. In a traditional sense, neither can truly defeat the other. The darkest night can erase universes, but cosmic armor Superman can rewrite them back into being. If the darkest night corrupts reality, the thought robot can simply change the narrative. If Superman is destroyed, the concept of Superman recreates itself through belief. But there's something deeper, a war not of strength, but of philosophy. The darkest night thrives on fear, but cosmic armor Superman exists because of hope. Fear corrupts, hope rebuilds. Fear ends stories, hope keeps them alive. So when their energies clash, the battle doesn't just destroy worlds, it shakes the foundations of meaning. Every reality vibrates, every story bends, and even the monitors who watch from beyond can't comprehend the scale of what they witness. Their fight becomes a paradox, a battle between the story that knows it's a story and the fear that refuses to end. It's an endless loop. Every time the darkest night believes he's won, the story adjusts. Every time Superman believes he's victorious, fear rises again. Neither can exist without the other. Fear gives purpose to hope, and hope gives meaning to fear. Beyond omnipotence, the final result. When the dust settles across the broken multiverse, what remains isn't victory, it's realization. The darkest night learns that his power, no matter how infinite, cannot erase the idea of Superman. Because Superman isn't a man. He's the embodiment of good, a story that exists in every reality, every reader, and every belief. You can't destroy an idea that defines hope itself. But cosmic armor Superman also learns something profound, that even perfection has limits. Without fear, there can be no courage. Without darkness, there can be no story worth telling. In destroying fear, he risks destroying the meaning of victory itself. And so, their battle reaches a point beyond power, a conceptual stalemate where neither can win because both are essential to the existence of the other. The darkest night remains the reflection that keeps Superman's light shining, and Superman remains the story that keeps the night's fear alive. This isn't about who is stronger, it's about what makes the universe exist in the first place. Fear. Hope. Chaos. Meaning. They are the eternal opposites that create the heartbeat of reality. So, in the end, who wins? The answer is neither, and both. Because in every story, for every light that rises, a shadow must fall. And as long as there's someone to believe in hope, the darkness will never claim victory. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.